Hello everybody, this is Nora with NAQ57, and on this video I wanted to play more with, I'm going to be using Beauty Big Bang's dip powder system, but I wanted to play with another design that I learned from Nancy Tran, which is doing a marble design using powders, and I'm going to show you how to go about that and give you some tips on what I've learned in the process after I did my first practice, okay? Because yeah, she really makes it look so easy on her video, but I'll share what challenges I came across. So the color palette that I have here is black and white and gold. I love this gold. It's the first holographic gold that I have from the Beauty Big Bang collection, and of course this black. Gosh, I love it. Okay, I do have lots of white. This is the Beauty Big Bang white. Yeah, it's already contaminated. I don't know if you can see that I have the blue and red glitter specks in there, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a color block with the black and gold first. You saw me do that before on my review of the Beauty Big Bang powders, and then I'm going to show you how to do a marble look between the black and white. So I hope you guys enjoy. Okay guys, so I'm going to start with the color blocking, and I somewhat have an idea of what I want to do, and to help me with that I have here a plastic spoon. Now of course you don't have to it doesn't have to be a plastic, you can use a regular spoon. I just happen to have a plastic one handy, so rather than having to wash a regular one, I'm going to use that, and I use this teeny tiny one for help me scooping. So I'm going to start out with the base coat. The idea here is that I want to create something like sort of these fine lines. Okay, I want that. Now I'm going to pour some in here, and I'll be able to, okay, so now hopefully I can catch this on camera. Deeper than that, can't see. Yes, that's what I want. And then for the rest, I am going to scoop, and I'm doing this to avoid so much contamination between the colors. Just do it, and that's the finish that I'm looking for. Now let's see how this, let me brush this off. Let's see how it goes with the second dipping. Okay, I'm glad I have that black already on the spoon. I should have done that before I started. So now let's go, this is going to be the second coat. Reapplying the base. Oh, and I brought some gold into the black. Well, it's going to be covered, so now let's pick up the black. Wait, this needs to be even for me to get that straight line. And I hope I'm in frame. I'm not looking up. Now, this part is hard because I'm trying to keep this on for you guys to see. See if I can do it this way so I can see how far I need to go. I think that's right. Did I get it? And now I'm going to scoop the gold. Take this aside. I know I'm running against time here with my base drying. Should have done this before I did the gold. Keep forgetting these steps when I'm trying to show. Oh, that looks so much better. Let's brush it off. Yeah, to me, I think this, it takes a lot of concentration, guys. It's hard multitasking here. If you notice, a lot of, you know, nail techs, when they're, instead of, I'm not doing this and then having to do voiceover, I'm actually doing it all live as I'm going. I'm loving that result. If I bring you up closer, too close, my line here is not perfectly straight here. I mean, this itty bitty, that should have, but yeah, that's, again, trying to do this like this and holding it, you know, on camera, stay within frame, that's hard to do. But and I've, yeah, but it's not difficult, it's not impossible. It's just, if you're doing this on your own without having to show others, you'll do just good, just great. So let me continue on with, so the next step at this point will be Activator. Let me go ahead and do that. And guys, I will tell you this, from watching more of Nancy's videos, I see her applying, after she applies the Activator, I see her applying more base, and then on top of the base coat, the base liquid, she applies Activator. I've never done that, and I didn't know that it would be okay to apply this directly to the base unless there's a layer of powder in between, but I'm not sure if I'm going to attempt that this time around or not. Alright, let's go on and move on to the next nail. Okay guys, so I've gone with a wider angle here so you can kind of see my work area here. And so, alright, I have something else in mind here to do something a little differently now that I kind of reversed this design between the two colors, the black and the gold, as you can see. So now I'm attempting to just only cover the area that I want the black. And the secret on the dipping, guys, is those fine lines that you can get, that you can, it's really hard to get when you're just applying this product here, right? The base. Make sure I get it close to my cuticle and wipe this off my skin so I can just dip this here or scoop it. It's really hard. So the fine powders, let me just stop talking for a second. The fine powders really clinch to the glitter, guys, so that's why it's harder. I mean, unlike here, you know, the glitter doesn't clinch too much for to the fine powder, but it does, so that's why this one, so it's not coming out as clean as this if I did the same process as I did on this nail. But I'm doing things a little bit differently here. Let's see what happens. So my black, it's pure. Now we really want those fine lines, and I think just because of the way this design is, we can get away with it. So now let's go with my base over. This is the second coat. This is, if I can get a straight line here of this. It's hard not to hit my skin. I'll just have to wipe it off my cuticle. Now this really here, this part here is not too bad. But okay, let's grab the gold. Let's make sure it's straight for a straight line. Now this one, hopefully I won't make too much of a mess. That got easier second time around. Yeah, when you're done with this, you can scoop it right back into the jar. Oh, I'm liking this much better. Yeah, I like that. What do you guys think? Okay, let me do a little bit. Well, no. Bring you up close again. I'm going to go ahead and apply activator on this. Oh, I was saying applicator. And it's bumpy, but not to worry, because we're going to file and buff that out. Now I'm trying to decide what to do with my pinky, because on my ring nails, my accent nails, where I'm going to create that marble design. We're going to keep things a little bit simpler, not go too complicated here with the pinky. So let me start here again with the base. We'll do some color blocking, but see, I'm going to start out with, let's see, I do have the gold here. Well, I wanted to do something a little different. Alright, let's see. So maybe like a zigzag. And let's see if I can get this dipped on my spoon. Oh, let's just do this. Yeah, that worked. Okay guys, so there, this, you know, doing the spoon idea, it keeps me from contaminating the actual pot of the powder. Now this, you can choose, with depending on how much contamination you have here, you can choose to dump it back in the jar or not. Oh, I like those fine lines. Now let's apply activator. So for this next step, which is going to be the water marble effect, you will need a container that is deep enough to cover your nail, because you're not going to insert your nail the way we're used to dipping. You will see, you're just going to do this very similar to what you do when you do on a water marble. So you need something that is deep enough that it will cover when you insert your nail. It will go from sidewall to sidewall, okay, depending on that C-curve depth of your natural nail. And you know, so yes, you will be wasting some powder when you do this technique, which is why then, as far as how big around your container is, it's, you know, it has to be big enough to fit your nail, where you will comfortably fit it in there, and you know, depending on the length of your nail. So I saw her do it with the, you know, that oval dish that you can normally use with dip powders for the French manicure, but that's quite large. I mean, you do have to put quite a bit of powder in there to get this to work. And like I said, whatever you don't use, it's wasted, because the powder, I will explain a little bit better when I'm done and you'll see what I mean. because it just blends in together. So you can use something like this, or you can go back to the spoon. The spoon, it's a little too big. It doesn't seem to have as much of a depth here, but you can try that. So let's first start. You start out with your naked nail. Start out with your base. And go ahead and dip it on the lighter color of the two. And that's your first layer, okay? The second layer is what's going to be your design. And this is not a design that you're going to dip twice, because you will never get those marble lines in the same place, right? It's absolutely no way impossible. So this is your first layer, just a solid color, make it the lighter of the two colors. Now, okay, and when I did this, so I found it's better, really. Okay, let me just dump one of the colors in here. And I should have started with the white. I should have started with the color that I have the most, because this is my only black, and like I said, once this is done, this will be wasted. And now, so it should be evenly spread. And then the second color, I'm gonna make this one the deepest. Now you see why I should have done the black one second. This is what you want to do. I need to bring some of that black in here, guys. I should have put it on top, because that's the color that I have the least of. I don't mind wasting the white. I have tons of white. It's easier to find. I mean, I can even get that at Sally's. You probably can kind of get an idea here where I'm going with this. So you don't want to lose the white. You see that design, marbly design right there? But you gotta have a depth, a good enough depth in there, so that when you dip your nail, it picks it right up. You cannot go in. It has to be you have to lay it flat. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Hopefully I have a good depth of that design there. Now I'm gonna go back with my second layer of the base. This is my first attempt, guys. I did some testing on tips, but not on my nails. It's different when you try to put your finger in there in that itty bitty container. And this is a one-time thing. You don't get to do it again. Alright. Trying to decide. It's like when you're doing your water marble, which side? Don't want to touch the surface, and I cannot tell if it's going to my cuticle or not. I think I did it. I missed some. Go back in there. And I have to admit, guys, I am missing much, or what little bit I'm missing is because I'm just being cheap with how much powder I want to put in there. I should have put the black on top. Now you brush this off. Oh, how pretty is that? Let me bring you closer. Check it out, check it out. What do you guys think? Look at it on the container. Isn't that pretty? But you gotta have that depth, so when you go down, you don't touch the bottom of the dish or your container. And I kind of underestimated. I thought this was, I knew it's deep enough, but I needed to put more product in there. And I guess, yeah, anyway, what's done, it's done. You guys get the idea. I am happy with how it came out. Cloudy look. Now we put the activator. So as for this, you really, I mean, if you have more nails, you can continue to try dipping in there, having had the right depth, and you can continue to use it. But once you're done, this is gonna get all blended together, and it's just gonna become a muddy shade depending on the colors that you use. And I mean, as far as being reusable, it's going to be a shade of its own. But that's what I mean as far as pretty much this powder becoming wasted, right? So, and it's best, it's best if you use two contrasting colors, or the more far apart different they are from each other, the more noticeable. Now let me go ahead, these have activator, but I do want to go over everything with a clear coat, a clear powder. Hey guys, so I am back after buffing and cleanup, and to help the cleanup, so alcohol, water, washing with water and soap helps removing that, but powder, I mean, powders are very pigmented, are going to seem like they're staining your skin, but they're not. And it helps to, I put my cuticle cream around my skin, and yes, that makes it feel like, because you have that cream on your skin, and it seems like the powder it's sticking more to this, but it's easier for cleaning up. Okay, so I'm about to apply, this is my final activator, coat of activator for prior to applying the top coat. When applying the top coat, remember guys to do the 1, 2, 3 strokes at first prior to doing, and that 2 strokes give me enough to cover the entire nail. So depending on the size of your nail, the least strokes on your first application of the top coat, the better. And when that first coat dries, then you can, and I'm leaving my, after that coat dries, then you can do a generous coat over it. I'm leaving my ring for last because I am applying some embellishment here, and yes, you can use this to help adhere nail charms that are going to be part of the art. Okay guys, so here's the final result after they completely dry. There you can see how that top coat dries pretty fast and nice and glossy. Check it out, check it out. I had a lot of fun doing this. There were quite a few challenges that the more I do it, the more I see ways that I can overcome those challenges and do something better the next time around. They're not 100% perfect. I can see some imperfections and where I can improve. But let me show you underneath, very clean and nice profile there. I mean, they're still very thin, as you can see on my tips. And let me see if you can notice the profile. There's the first nail and my middle nail. Good profile there. Good apex. This one has the bar, so why is it won't focus? Okay. In my pinky. Why won't my, okay, maybe now this one's focused. Yeah, you can see the bar. But good profile. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please leave them below and I'll be happy to answer. These dip powders, I mean, you have to buy these little cheapy powders. They're good to experiment with and do this art with. Like I said, you might lose, I really might think about putting this aside before I get rid of it. If I can find a way to reuse it, because you do waste a lot of that, and then you have to be conscious of the contamination. But I am loving, I think this is going to be easier than the color blocking. Yeah, as long as you have enough of that powder depth to create that. Very easy. Do give that a try, guys. If you do, let me know how it goes for you. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it very much. Give my video a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and thank you for watching.